Hello everyone, this is Anne from Zoho SalesIQ team, and thank you guys for joining us for today's webinar on synergizing conversation and ticketing for supercharged customer support. I'm going to give a quick run through on what we're going to cover today. First, why is customer support the quintessence of today's business? Secondly, the importance of conversational support in modern day business and how SalesIQ is a solution, being an instant conversation tool for your support team. We're also going to see how synergizing SalesIQ tools like live chat, chatbot, chat routing, along with the ticketing of Zoho Desk can be used to scale your support team. And finally, the perks of a one-click integration between SalesIQ and Desk. So that's quite a lot on our plate, so let's get started right away. So let's start with seeing how support has changed over the years. You might be thinking, waiting for 45 minutes is bad. But imagine having to travel over 2 towns just to get something repaired. Customer support has certainly come a long way in just 100 years. So let's quickly go back in time to see how support has evolved over the years. Prior to the 20th century, customer relationships relied on primitive means, like face-to-face conversation. So if anyone faced a problem, they had to go and return it to the original store. And after the telephone being invented, call centers merged in an effort to increase the efficiency of large companies. And the whole telephone system grew in complexity and in annoyance. The early 90s internet paved the way to a new channel of interacting with customers through websites. And with the internet growing exponentially, it has become possible for customers to directly contact the companies through email and the live chat like we do today. But even then, the support of 21st century has its own downfall. These are few of the problems faced by customers when they come for support. So majority of them say that around lack of effectiveness, or it is a frustration because there's a lack of speed, and so on. Because customers aren't just another ticket that is added to your queue. And support isn't all about resolving the issue, but realizing to support the customer wholly and not just the ticket that's in front of them. That brings to the rise of conversational customer support. What does that mean? It is using context and conversations to make it easy for customers to get help while allowing your agents to provide more personalized support at scale. So let's say you have a customer who may have used your product for years before needing any help, or they might be a brand new customer and who's not very familiar with your interface. By making it simple for customers to reach you, you're already clearing the first hurdle they're likely to expect or encounter. So let's quickly see the impact of conversational support. Customers have an ongoing conversation with support that evolves over time. So it's not just like a one-time help or a one-time support. Secondly, having a live chat makes it easy for your customers to contact and connect you for support through your website or your mobile application. Support can be made personalized and unique to each customer, and agents advocate for their customers. Once the customer conversations are integrated, every agent has access to the full history of each customer, thereby helping them to create customer relationship. And you might be wondering how SalesIQ is related to all of this. Well, SalesIQ is the conversation part of the conversational support. So for those who don't know SalesIQ, it is a real-time conversation platform to help you connect and support customers instantly. In this webinar, we'll see why and how SalesIQ can help your support team work with ease, and also how you can provide your customers a better support experience by integrating SalesIQ and Desk. Firstly, how do customers contact you? Be it from your website, or from inside your web application, or from your mobile application. Once you install SalesIQ on your product, your users will see the chat button in the bottom right-hand corner of their screen. When they select it, a chat window will open up and they can send you a message right away, making the whole connection seamless. In the thirst of providing a satisfying support, it was learned that customer support isn't about being at a single stage of customer relationship. Rather, it has to be maintained at each and every stage. As you see, these are the various stages that customers go through in their journey. So when they discover your product, when they start exploring your product, and once they buy it, and finally when they start using it in a very actively manner. So the support isn't the same at each and every stage. It differs, right? So that's what we're going to see in today's webinar. How you can support the customers at each stage and which is the best way to support them using SalesIQ as well as desk tools. The first stage is the discover stage. This is when customers get to know your product and have basic needs and questions that needs to be resolved to help them get onto the next phase. So what do? Do you tear up your resources to provide such basic help? Or do you just leave out these customers by not providing support? The solution here is to provide great content that answers most of common questions. At this stage, customers are comfortable getting their questions answered by searching through a self-service knowledge base. And they don't need a lot of handholding. We provide a similar support right within SalesIQ. So this is the SalesIQ dashboard, and when any customer has some queries about SalesIQ, they can click on this live chat widget, and before starting off a conversation, they can go over to the FAQs and browse for any information. So let's say they want to know how to add operators. Just give it, and a list of related articles will show up. You can choose any one, have a quick read, and if you still have some queries, you can always go on to a chat. Now, if you already have knowledge base in place through Zoho Desk, no worries, you can sync all of those articles to SalesIQ easily. So just head over to your settings, integrations, and click on Zoho Desk. So here you'll see an option, sync Zoho Desk articles and SalesIQ articles. So just by enabling this option and choosing the appropriate categories, you can sync all the articles from Zoho Desk into your SalesIQ, thereby helping your customers to get their questions solved even before they start a chat with an operator. The second stage. Now that your customers have clearly identified and defined what their needs are, they are moving on and exploring the available options to them. And when doing so, they may face several hiccups, for which a few may read FAQs and a few other might reach out for support. But what would the rest do? They would just leave your product quietly. So how do we support these customers who may end up to be potential ones? So first, we need to identify these customers. So SalesIQ uses various ways in identifying customers based on the past chats, visit ID, that's a unique ID that's been given to them, based on APIs, and so on. So I'm not going to go into the depth of all of these things. If you have any queries, you can go over to the recorded webinar section where you can get in all the information about how SalesIQ identifies its website visitors. So I'm going over to SalesIQ's dashboard. So this is where you can see all the visitors who are currently on your website. Now you can sort this view based on your business scenarios. So say for example, you want to know all the people who have performed a negative action of, let's say, removing a bookmark that they have made, which means that something has gone wrong and they are losing interest in your product. So just by adding rules like this, I can figure out all the people who need support on my website. So these are just examples that I'm giving you. Based on your business scenarios, you can modify and create your own segments. Now, you get to know a lot of information about the particular visitor, right? The time that they spent on your website, when did they last visit, in which way are they coming? Are they coming directly to your website or through AdWords or through any promotion that you have run? And from which country they're coming from, and the path that they have followed on your website. But what's the point of absorbing all these data, right? You can reach out to customers proactively. So, at first, what is a proactive support? To send a help message to the customers at the right time to make the customer think, oh, perfect timing, I just needed some help. So, let's say you see a customer's payment fail, like right over here. You can offer solutions to them by helping them for a support. You can just start off a chat right away, asking if they need any help before they just vanish off. So the whole point over here is to make the customers feel valued and not make them feel like they're just another ticket. But you might be thinking, to reach out each and every customer like this is a tedious task and also an ineffective way to carry on your support. So you can send automated help requests based on the problems customers face while exploring your website or application. So head over to SalesIQ's dashboard, settings, automation, and intelligent triggers. So I can set up a rule saying, let's say if anybody has cancelled an order because of a payment failure, I want to provide to them some sort of support. So I'm just going to give a name for my rule. I can choose the website in which I want the message to be posted and also my rule. So I've chosen the criteria as anybody who has cancelled the order because their payment has failed, I want to send them a chat invite. When we usually send automated messages, customers might feel it's very monotonous and it's very automated, right? So in order to give that personalized touch, you can use the percentage symbol right over here to get a list of the dynamic values that can help you personalize your conversation or your message. So I'm going to say smart time, which means if it's good morning in one place, it will be good evening in another place. So based on that, I'm going to dynamically change the message. So I'm just going to say good morning or good evening or good afternoon. Can I help you with your payment after they've spent 2 seconds? So this is just an example that I'm giving you. You can come up with your own rule based on how your business structure is. So just another example for you here as well. So let's say your customer needs immediate assistance at 3 a.m. and none of your agents are available. So by not providing immediate support, you might end up losing a customer. But what if there's a special agent at your end who's just not available but helping the customer and adding the issue as a ticket for further analysis? Now that's a great customer experience. And these special agents are none other than the chatbots. Using intelligent bots and powerful automation can provide instant answers to your customers while freeing your team to focus on more productive tasks. So as you can see, the bot is helping to schedule a service without any support from the agent. It also goes to the extent of adding these services into your calendars. So let's see how that can be done. So head over to your SalesIQ dashboard, settings, and Zoho. So just add a bot, name your bot, choose the website where you want the bot to be shown, and a lot of conditions and criteria for you to play around with. You can have the bot to work 24/7 or only when your operators are busy and so on. So you configure it. So don't worry, you can build your bots in few minutes with the option of templates. So choose your template and that's it, you're good to go. So we have inbuilt templates to help you create bots in few minutes. So let me show you how this has been shown on the website. So let's say you want to check a ticket status. So as you can see, the bot tells me the ticket status. So the bot can help you to find out simple questions and answers like this rather than involving your support team for such basic queries. Another example for you. So let's say you need some assistance, a roadside assistance, and you're stranded somewhere and you want a pickup truck. So just like that, so easily you can share information with the bot. So as you can see, so easily the location is being shared, as well as you get the agent's number and also an option to connect him or not. So that's how easy support is being done with the help of bots. So another example for you, what happens when you raise a ticket. So just another example that I'm unable to create bot, and let's say it's a very high priority situation. So I'm just going to give my name. So let's go to desk and see if this ticket has been created. And there, a new ticket has been created right over here. Right? So that's how easy a ticket creation can be done even without your team at their desk. So we saw about the discover stage and the explore stage. Now the next stage is the buying stage. So once customers have bought your product, they would reach out for help more often. So being in an era where everything is instantaneous, customers expect solutions in a jiff. And this is where your support teams are burdened with chats along with the pressure to respond quickly with solutions, making it a tedious task. So let's look at ways to ease your support team with SalesIQ tools and desk integration. So when you end up having a flood of support requests, categorize and route these chats to the right team based on your support rep's expertise. So let's say when any customer comes up asking a question about rewards, you know that one person in your team who will give you the correct answers for this. So you can assign all those conversations to that particular agent. So let me show you how that's done. Over to SalesIQ, Settings, Automation, and Chat Routing. So let's create a rule. This is again for your information. Choose the website from where all the chats have to be assigned and the criteria. And I'm going to route it to Annette and also to the promotions team if there are a lot of incoming chats. So auto-assigning these chats helps to provide corrective solutions quicker rather than transferring chats over and over again. And yes, collaboration is must for every team, and when it comes to support, it's very much needed. So respond to customers by adding in your teammates for precise assistance so that everyone can talk as a group and resolve the queries more quickly. So let me show how that's done as well. Under more actions, you can invite operators into the chat. And let's see how it appears on Annette's screen. And you have joined into the conversation. So it's that simple by adding people into the conversation to provide the support quicker. Now, you may also need to communicate internally among your teammates, right? So we also have that option under the internal chat. So you can choose the particular agent that you want to talk to and start off a chat right from there. So you get notified on the other end and you can reply as well. But when you want to talk to the entire team, you have something called the message board option, where you can post it and everybody in the SalesIQ portal or all the agents will be able to view this information. So just like that, you can start having conversations with your teammates as well. And we couldn't possibly be experts in all fields. So when customers ask queries beyond your expertise, swiftly transfer them to the right people and team. So just like we saw invite, you can transfer the chat. So I'm just going to give a heads up so that when Annette is been notified, she knows what the whole topic or the conversation is about. She gets a gist of it. So it'll help her to communicate better to the customer. Another bigger problem that all support teams face is the barrier to language, right? So with automatic chat translations, you can communicate with your visitors in their language So let's say you have a foreign visitor on your website or a mobile application, and you reply to them in their own language. How did it make them feel? They'll feel more belonged, right, and valued. So maximize your global communications by supporting customers in their native language with chat translations that has been powered by Google for a personalized touch. On the left, your customers are messaging in French, whereas on the right, your agent will get the translated version in English as well. So this is how easily you can communicate with customers, thereby not having language as a barrier for your support. Finally, coming to the final stage, the using stage. So when customers start using your product heavily, they might have detailed and very important questions, which when it's all text becomes really difficult. So when customers are frustrated, the conversation often ends up to be a bad experience for both the customer and the user. So have a quick call with the Sales IQ's built-in audio call and solve the queries faster. So you don't need a phone number or any extensions or a third-party integration. You just have to click on the call icon and get connected. You can see the ringing option here. When the visitor accepts it, gives the permission, and you're good to go. You're connected on call. It's that easy. And you also get logs of the calls made, so you know how many calls your support team has done and for how long they have actually been on a call. Coming to the highlight of today's webinar is the integration, where you can convert an ongoing chat to ticket instantly at a click, and also help the customers who may have fallen through the cracks by assigning them as tickets. You also get to view the previous tickets of the customers. So usually, traditional help desks treat each new customer's contact like an entirely separate incident. So each ticket gets its own number and agents work through these issues in a queue. And it's quite difficult to make connections because all of this information are separate. But with conversational support model, you can get a view of the previous tickets, helping you get a better idea of the customer's query and allowing you to converse better. And also when Sales IQ and Desk is integrated, your support team can always have an eye on the ticket's conversation transcript so that everyone in the team is informed and nothing is missed out. A very important question: how is your team performing? So have an eye on how your support agents are performing, and when situations needed, you can join the conversation instantly, bettering the customer experience. So provide live coaching by seeing what your agents type and assist them before they share the details with the customers. Also get insights that you need to manage your team with actionable reports on the team's activity, like how many chats have been attended, the chats missed, how many calls have been made, the average time spent on call, and so on. So this gives you a good detail about all the activity of your support agents, helping you take managerial decisions. Also get an overview of the top performing operators and the operator activity, helping you to improve and refine the customer experience with customer feedback and rating. There's no need for you to be taped at your desk. Connect with customers on the run with SalesIQ mobile app, and you can view the visitors online on your website, right within your mobile application, have a quick chat or even a call, and also view the ticket history and convert them into tickets easily. Now, we have a solution for when you're on the move. But what about your customers? How do we support them? You might be wondering why that is important, right? But did you know that we spend around 86% of our time in mobile phone? And so yes, mobile applications have been on the rise and is still rising. But when there's a particular problem or a situation, the mobile users are forced to move out of the app to get it solved, which is a very unpleasant experience and also making you lose a lot of customers. Hence introducing Mobilism, the SDK for your mobile application. So as you see, once you have added Mobilism into your mobile application, when some transaction has failed or there's some error, you just not leave the customer hanging, but your customer is given an option to start off a chat and solve the queries, and the transaction has been completed, thereby making them stay into your product. Everything that you do with SalesIQ on your website can also be done within Mobilism, like the chat translations and also the Zoho bot, thereby helping your customers even after they leave the app by giving them push notifications and bringing them back into your product. So as you can see the QR code, you can scan it quickly and also get a sample app to know how Mobilism actually functions. So a few key points. SalesIQ can be integrated with all the desk versions, but you will initially get the live chat module, and if you want to enable tracking, you have to do it additionally. And if you want to have full-fledged features of SalesIQ like the chat routing, the Zoho bot, proactive messaging, you can purchase SalesIQ as a standalone plan. We have 3 different plans: basic, professional, and enterprise plan. So a quick recap. Firstly, we saw the importance of conversational customer service, how the conversation part of SalesIQ and the support part of Desk, when integrated, brings up the conversational customer support model. And proactive support can help you increase customer satisfaction. We saw about Zoho bot, which is a bot building platform that can help you automate and scale your support. Also making your support easier and personalized with audio calls, and to lessen the burden of your support team with the auto assign or the chat routing. And finally, Mobilism for your mobile app users to support them anywhere and at any time. So that's it for today's webinar. Please follow us at Zoho SalesIQ. And if you have any queries, you can reach us at support@zohosalesiq.com. And thank you so much for joining us in today's webinar, and have a fabulous day.